All right, welcome to the channel. If you don't know, my name is Mike. Today we're going to be playing some clips about debt. Before we do that, if you could, hit that like button. It really helps get the video out. The YouTube algorithm works off engagement. So likes and comments really help push that video out. I would be very thankful. And if you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Again, I'd be extremely thankful. All right, let's jump right into the video.
Hey guys, Jim in Toronto. During this crisis, we've been exposed. Canadians are in terrible amounts of debt. Even though our population is similar to the state of California, Canadians have taken on $1.6 trillion in mortgage debt. In addition to that, they've tacked on an additional $300 billion in borrowings against their home, primarily in home equity lines of credit. HELOCs are completely callable. That means the banks can demand partial or full repayment of the loan. And to top it all off, 600,000 Canadians have deferred their mortgages for the next few months. Canadians are sinking fast, and it seems like the only solution they can think of is to take on more debt. This can't be good. Take care.
So I pulled up some numbers on this, and it's actually a comparison between the Canadian debt and the American debt. And it was the opposite of what I originally thought. So pulling up the Americans' debt, it ranges from about $30,000 to about almost $160,000. You know, Gen Z's at the lowest, and it's Gen X at the highest. Now, when we look at the Canadian debt, the lowest here is almost $128,000 with 65 years and older, which kind of shocked me, and 45 to 54 years of age, over $500,000. These numbers really, really surprised me. And this is a combination of everything from mortgages to lines of credit to auto loans, everything combined. I always thought Americans were in more debt than Canadians, but it's obviously not the case. We're going to have to do a little bit better in Canada.
This is how much debt I have at 25 years old. Okay, so let's go over the biggest and scariest one first. I owe the IRS $34,000. Yeah. Okay, next we have my car loan, which I owe $23,295 on that. And then I have 6 credit cards, and across all of them, I owe $7,465. So that brings me to a total of about $65,000, which sounds like a big number, but it's okay. I'm here to figure it out. Yeah.
Wow. $65,000 in debt at 25 years old. That is scary. If you're American, can you explain how you get into $30,000 debt? I'm not really sure how that works. Is that just not paying taxes for years and years and years? Or I haven't heard of that before for somebody that young. Anyways, let me know in the comments. Her credit card debt seemed to be the lowest, which is something she should easily be able to pay off if she's working. At 25 years old, I remember being in a little bit of debt. It was probably around $20,000 and at that age, and I just didn't understand finances. And so it wasn't scary. Just there's a lack of knowledge about the subject. So hopefully she does get it, and she can get herself out of debt, because that is a ton of money.
Do you think I should have waited? Hi everyone, I'm and I'm a 21-year-old college student, and I just took out a loan, $253,000 at 6.875%. I don't think I'm ready to say what the loan is for, but I'm pretty sure you guys can connect the pieces. I locked in the loan early November just because I was really scared about it going even higher. I have heard that some got 5%, but I've also heard people get 7.1%. So yeah, I'm stuck with the 6.875. Not the best, definitely not the best. But do you think I should have waited like a year or two?
So obviously she is a little bit nervous about this, and I scroll through her comments, and it is a condo she bought, $250,000 at the age of 21. I'm kind of back and forth on this one because that's a ton of money for somebody that age. But then again, I kind of think to myself, if I would have bought at her age, I would be in so much better of a position right now. I just don't know which way. I just don't know if that's the correct way to do it at that age, because I mean, if she's a responsible young lady, if she has a good job, you're just so, man, that's just so young. That would be scary. Those must be American prices, $250,000 for a condo. Here in Ontario, Canada, I mean, they're around or $500,000 starting for a condo. So $250,000 sounds like a great price.
$50,000 in debt. $50,000 in debt for OF. This is a husband who is $50,000 in debt for OF. Private messages and apparently pictures. I'm starting to believe like some people really need help. Like there's addictions to a lot of things, and I think this one is getting out of hand. Because to be married, have kids, and to secretly run a credit card up $50,000 to receive private messages and pictures from your favorite OF creator is a little insane. How are you gonna break that to your wife? That's grounds for divorce. At that point, you're cheating. You're financially cheating. You're funding a whole different life. And I hope they know you're most likely not messaging the creator, bro. At that point, you're messaging somebody completely different. Probably an employee, probably Tom, Bob, Michael is reading these messages. $50,000 in debt because of OF.
That is insane. $50,000 for OF. If you don't know what OF is, just Google it. I'm sure most people do. That is an insane amount of debt, and I'm guessing that guy is probably getting divorced. That's sad. That is really sad to know people are actually spending that kind of money. And like you said there, that is an addiction. I watch a fitness YouTuber, kind of a fitness influencer. Paid attention to this guy, and he was in the same place, but he was spending quite a bit more. Obviously, he was making a ton of money, but he was spending around $5,000 a day on the same type of material. And it was a struggle for him, but he eventually got some help, and things got a lot better for him.
Give yourself a financial score 0 to 10.
2.
It's 0. Collections, 2 things. Late payments of 30 days, 7. Late payments of 30 days older than the last year, 7.
Yeah, I had a bunch of credit cards when
Accounts always paid as agreed, 36%? That's just being a child. Pay your bills. Why aren't your bills paid?
Because I don't have money.
Because?
Because I don't work.
Yeah, so you're being a child.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing fine. I'm happier in life.
I don't give a shit if you're happy. You're not paying your bills. Of course I give a shit if you're happy, but that's not what I mean in this context. It's you're not paying your bills.
I pay some bills. My phone's important.
I'd say all your bills are important. You're literally choosing not to... Okay, whatever. What's your credit score? 2?
Last time I checked, I think it was like...
Utilization's at 162%. What the
162% credit utilization. In Canada, it's supposed to be between 10 and 30 at the most. So she's a little bit over. I know that is America, but it's pretty much the same. She seems extremely immature. Seems like a joke. I don't think she's gonna get too far with that type of attitude. If you don't know that channel, the YouTuber is Caleb Hammer, and he has a channel called Financial Audit. Recommend it. Check it out. I watch it all the time. It's very entertaining. Just a great channel to watch. He's got some great advice.
We have probably just under $1 million in debt, and we want to know how to get debt-free without filing bankruptcy.
Okay, how much of that is a mortgage?
The mortgage, about $210,000.
So you have $600,000 in what?
$335,000 is about in student loans. We both have advanced degrees, and then a lot. The rest is really credit cards and personal loans.
So you have $300,000 of credit cards and personal loans?
We have about $335,000 in student loans, and then about $136,000 in credit cards, $44,000 personal loans, and $35,000 car loans.
Okay. How old are you all?
I'm 29.
Okay. So what in the world?
So, yeah.
I mean, are you both on this, or is this just one of you that's completely lost your mind?
Well, I have the majority of the student loans, and he has the majority of the credit cards. My credit card debt is not great.
Okay,
it's
so
about
why does he at 29 years old run up $100,000 in credit card debt?
Well, he's 32, but I think it's one of those things where just making really poor financial decisions, thinking be able to pay it down as you go, and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And
okay, so you both have advanced degrees. What are your degrees in?
We do. So I have a degree, both of our advanced degrees. No, he has an MBA, and I have an advanced degree in policy. I work in the government, and we actually both do now at this point, actually.
Okay, so your household income is what?
Our household income is about $230,000.
Okay, all right. Is there recognition on both of your parts how absurd this situation is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
Right.
So I think we're both a bit scared and want to do anything we can to avoid.
Okay, great. Then I'm on your team. I can skip that step. Okay, good. Okay, well, you're scared, and you should be. You're disgusted, and you should be.
We are.
You're in the early stages of being sick and tired, and you should be. So here's the thing: you guys have been living at across the board, from your education choices to your car purchases to your whatever. You've been living at about 10x where you're going to get to live for the next 3 years.
Okay. Yep, that's true.
So I'm getting ready to destroy your life as you know it, because your lifestyle is considerably above your extremely good income, and has been for a period of time. And so you've gotten used to spending like you're in Congress.
Right.
This is going to be very emotional for y'all. And you're going to have to look at it through that lens and through a spiritual lens, or you're not going to make it. You're going to have to not care what anyone thinks, including each other, because you're not going to spend any money on anything ever for the next 3 years.
$1 million in debt, that is scary. How do you get $130,000 in credit card debt? I mean, I guess that's a little bit different in the States. I don't think it's that easy to get that much credit here. Credit cards, anyway, in Canada. I definitely wouldn't be able to sleep at night having that kind of debt. I mean, they do have a good income, but it's going to be a lot of years to pay that back. If you don't know who this is, Dave Ramsey, financial guru. He's got some great advice, and he's worth a couple $100 million. Early in his life, he did go bankrupt, so the guy does know what he's talking about. So I look at quite a few different financial advisors and the financial gurus, or whatever you want to call them, and I kind of pick and choose what I like from each guy. So I don't always agree with everything these guys say, but they do know what they're talking about. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you could, again, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps get the video out, and it would mean so much to me. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.